Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. This video is going to be a bit speculative and a bit anecdotal, but with the October release of Pokemon Celebrations, the 25th anniversary set that has a lot of people talking and even more people excited, I think it's important that we take a step back and examine some of the potential broader market implications of that set release. Now, as a disclaimer, these are entirely my thoughts, opinions, and speculations, but I believe we're in for what could be another Pokemon boom this fall, similar to what we saw last year, but to a lesser degree. So there are a number of factors that I see converging this fall to create the perfect storm for Pokemon to have a resurgence in popularity. Now, the first of these factors is Pokemon Celebrations, which I believe will act as a sort of catalyst for renewed interest and exposure from the media into the Pokemon trading card game space. Now, naturally, there's already a lot of demand, a lot of hype coming into Pokemon Celebrations, but I do think there's room for that to be further amplified. Now, when you pair this with a couple of the other factors, which include a shifting market, we're already seeing some stability in the existing trading card game space, and even some situations where alternative assets as a whole are actually recovering from their lows earlier this summer. Finally, when we take that with the general consumer trends that we see in the fourth quarter, with holiday shopping and with winter hobbies taking an uptick in consumer spending, I think together those things create the situation where we could see a minor bump or boom in Pokemon trading cards. Now, again, it's entirely speculative, but I want to walk you through this thesis. Now again, this is entirely speculative on my part, but I believe that Pokemon Celebrations has the potential to be the spark igniting the Pokemon market this fall. First though, let's take a look back at what we know about the Celebration set and what's been confirmed or at least rumored so far. So far, we have confirmation that Pokemon Celebrations is to be released in English on October 8th here in 2021. Now, we also know that this set is going to feature at least 45 different cards, really from one of three categories. There's a 25 card main set, and then about 20 cards from the Classic Collection, a series of reprinted artworks from a variety of Pokemon sets from the past. Lastly, there's the promo set, and these cards will be available through different boxes and tins. Together, this makes for a really intriguing release and one of the most unique sets ever produced by Pokemon. Because of this, it's probably safe to assume that this set will experience nearly universal appeal. It really is a set that has something for just about everyone. Now, we've already seen leaked images and videos of most of the cards in this set, and assuming that those are authentic, a clear picture of the details of the set is beginning to emerge. Now, I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite PokeTubers out there, Nick's Strength in Pokemon, for doing some of the detective work and fishing out some of these images and videos. What makes this set unique is that it pays respect to the original artists and artworks while still offering something new. New artworks, particularly legendaries, are featured prominently in this set. Now, I really like this Ho-Oh card and this Lugia. I think they're amazing, but what really set the internet ablaze was this gold textured Mew card. This thing is absolutely beautiful. There's also classic artworks featured prominently in this set. Everything from the big three of base set being reimagined for the 25th anniversary to gold stars, Wizards of the Coast cards, promo cards, some of the greatest artworks of all time are going to be featured in this set, and that's something I want to get after. Now, to even add to that, there's a combination of the two, where it's old artworks with a modern take. The one that I really like in this set is this full art Pikachu. Now, this is the original base set Pikachu with a holofoil background, done in a unique way, and I think this card is going to be something that a lot of other collectors are seeking as well. In short, as a collector who's traditionally only chased after vintage cards, this is a modern set that I'm truly excited about, and I'm sure I can't be the only one. Now, this leads to the unfortunate reality that Pokemon Celebrations will likely be one of the highest demanded Pokemon items ever produced, leading to really stiff competition for product. We've already seen this record interest manifest itself in a number of different ways, including leaks on social media, news articles being written, YouTube videos being produced, people scrambling to get their pre-orders in, and even some isolated situations of scalping. presumably from products being stolen from the factory prior to release. Either way, it seems likely that competition for product is going to be fierce when Pokemon Celebrations makes its official release. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I think that Pokemon Celebrations could be the catalyst for another less significant market boom this fall. However, there are a number of other factors, which are a bit more speculative and anecdotal, that I think could play a role as well. The first of which is the shifting market. Recently, demand for alternative assets seems to be stabilizing, and in some cases actually increasing, after a rather noticeable drop in value earlier this summer. Now, I know that these assets aren't all correlated directly with Pokemon. However, I think it is interesting to look at the market as a whole to justify some of those trends. Now, we even see some of those trends within Pokemon itself. Fellow YouTuber ZNG Emporium actually noted this trend while tracking prices for base set PSA graded cards. It was a modest increase, but one that we haven't seen in several months. In addition to this, other YouTubers like Rudy from Alpha Investments have also noted this trend, suggesting that Pokemon had already reached a floor and was slowly climbing its way back out of the basement, so to speak. And I know this is anecdotal, but just a few days ago, we had some extremely high prices sold through PWCC of some first edition PSA 10 base set holographic cards. And I know those aren't always representative of the entire market, that these might be isolated sales, and they might not even be paid for, but that is still a trend to keep an eye on, is whether or not prices are going to stabilize, increase, or decrease. And right now, all of the signs seem to suggest that some stability is starting to emerge. It's also perhaps worth noting that other alternative assets such as Bitcoin and other trading card games like MetaZoo are actually performing extremely well right now. For example, Bitcoin, which had dipped down to about $28,000 earlier this summer, and where it stayed for most of the summer, has rebounded significantly and is back up to $46,000 as of the making of this video. Similarly, MetaZoo has been performing extremely well and has boxes that are currently selling for between $600 and $1,000 per box. There seems to be a lot of demand for that product. Now, I know that neither of these are necessarily correlated with Pokemon. However, this might give us a larger indication of where that consumer confidence lies when it comes to these types of alternative assets. I think it's also worth noting consumer trends, especially as it applies to this time of the year. Historically speaking, the fall and winter months see significantly more interest and engagement in Pokemon than the earlier parts of the year. Perhaps this is due to the cooler weather forcing people indoors, or maybe it's the holiday season and the gift giving and commercialization of those months, or maybe it's even just the tax planning and investing strategies at the end of a fiscal year. Whatever the case is, though, Q4 spending tends to outpace the earlier months in the year, especially as it relates to Pokemon cards and perhaps other card games as well. Now, this was certainly the case last year, but admittedly, last year was an anomaly, and we'd be hard-pressed to reproduce something of that magnitude. Nevertheless, the situation does have some similarities. With Pokemon Celebrations being released in early October, at roughly the same time as a first edition base set box break event taking place. Then you factor in the pandemic and the uncertainty over what businesses are going to encounter, as well as the time of the year with it being around the holiday season, the winter months, and people being forced indoors, and we could see a similar set of circumstances that we saw last year in the fall. In short, I'm extremely excited for Pokemon Celebrations and eager to get my hands on some of those cards, even if I have to patiently wait for the market to cool down and for supply chains to catch up with the demand. So be it. But will Pokemon Celebrations be the catalyst that ignites a larger Pokemon boom? I think it could. Ultimately, these are just my opinions and speculations, and I welcome to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. What impact do you think Pokemon Celebrations will have on the larger state of the market? Because of its high level of demand and the hype that's currently geared around Pokemon Celebrations, along with the market shift that we're currently seeing happening as Pokemon is achieving some level of stability in prices and values, along with the historical consumer trends of fourth quarter as we enter those winter and holiday seasons, I think the factors might be there for a resurgence in Pokemon. But again, that's just my theory. Again, I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Till next video, stay safe everyone, live well, and have fun. We'll see you guys with the next one. Bye everybody.